Everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be continuing with If Naruto was raised by Jiraiya and Tsunade. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right into the video.
You are watching Shinobi LX. Enjoy.
No recap, go watch the last part. Um, that sounded so rude. So, last off, yeah. So they're in the class, and Naruto tells him no, and Sasuke was like, you know what? Fine, fuck it, I'm not gonna worry about it anymore. And as they're in the class, like, a lot of people are eyeballing them because, like, Naruto really, like, they never thought Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata would be friends. Like, just all three of them, the quiet kid, the loud, obnoxious kid that no one likes, or so they thought, and then the prodigy. They never thought those three would get along, or what they presumed to be a prodigy. So, yeah, whatever. Yeah, so they never expected them to get along. So then, like, they're talking about splitting everybody up into teams. And Naruto was like, I have an idea. Why don't we let people pick the teams that they want us to be on and see how well they work together. And Aruka, if I'm not mistaken, that's his name, Aruka was like, what do you mean, Naruto? So Naruto walks up to the board and he grabs a piece of chalk. And he was like, so normally there's a group of 3 shinobi. Well, 4 including their leader. Like their higher ranking Jonin or Genin, whichever one. So, or Amba member or Hokage, yeah, whatever. So instead, let's do this. Let's make it 3 groups. Let's make it 4 groups of kids. So there's 4 kids in each group. There's a leader, the healer, and the 2 fighters. And the leader can be whatever he wants to be. So, you know, that way it'll be more coverage or whatever. So Iruka was like, that could be interesting, Naruto, but there's still gonna have to be a Jonin on each of you guys' teams. And Naruto's like, yeah, I know. And whoever doesn't make the cut for the team, for the 4 teams, should get branched off, should get taken out of the team that they were in and put into a separate team. Like the teams that can finish the exercise and, do what they need to do to keep themselves as a team, they pass and they get to keep that team. But for those that don't, and the ones that can't participate or that can't get in sync with their team, get taken off their teams and have to, you know, deal with the rejects, deal with the people that couldn't get on the team, get on the teams. And Aruka was like, "That's a good idea, Naruto." And like I'm gonna say, yeah, Kiba is like, it's pretty stupid, Naruto, if you know you're just gonna be the one, you're gonna be the only rejected one here. And Naruto's like, yeah, 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 whatever. So the main teams that we really gotta worry about, so it's Naruto, Sasuke, Hinata, and Sakura. Then there's Kiba, Ino, Choji, and Shikamaru, and uh, those are the only ones I can remember off the top of my head. But shit, yeah. So they everybody get their teams and the only reason why Naruto picked up Sakura was to basically was because she wanted to be with Sasuke, so he preferred Sakura. Naruto preferred Sakura over Ino specifically because they're both at the same skill level, but Sakura is a healer from what they know, and Hinata's not a healer. Hinata's a sensory type. So, and a fighting type at the same time. So Naruto was like, I'm the leader and you're the healer, basically telling everybody their roles. And all Hinata and Sasuke did was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, whatever. And Hinata I was like, but what about you know, if someone runs up on you, Naruto? And Naruto was like, do you really think I can't handle myself? So basically, what they had to do was they had to get. Let me tell you like what they're doing. So what they had to do. Oh wait, never mind. So fuck, I just messed up. So basically, Naruto whispered the task that they needed to achieve. So when they were like getting their team set up, Aruka left the room and went to go um ask for a couple of quote unquote assistants. So yeah, like to assist in the trial. So when Aruka walked back in, he had Kakashi, the Night Guy, Jiraiya, and Tsunade. And Naruto's like, oh my god. And ooh, Naruto, everybody was like, what? And Aruka starts going into detail. You guys will have to, like, basically telling them, you guys are have to gonna, like, have to wait out. So from this point in time, from this point on, you're being hunted by these four and myself. And if we catch one of you, basically you have to work together. So you got to get from point A, which was the class, all the way to like the forest that they train on, like the furthest training ground, which took a decent while to get there, and you would have to come back, and your whole team would have to be with you. If anybody got caught, then you like your team would still pass, but that teammate would be excluded from the team. But if they see that you just left your teammate behind, then you'll be excluded from the team, and your whole team will pass, and then you won't. Like you'll be an extra for some other random team. So Naruto was like, so when are we going? And Naruto was like, we're gonna start moving at, you know, 3. And it was like 2:59. And it starts to move at 3. And Naruto like opens the window and they just dip out. Everybody else is like they're still shocked because they just realized what Naruto just did to them. And Shikamaru was like, "This is such a drag," and he grabs his team and they all run out. And Kiba was like, "It doesn't work. It doesn't matter. I can smell them out. I can we can avoid them because I can smell them." And as he's saying that, Tsunade was like, "Yeah, nice try." And they look up and Tsunade is coming down onto them and they all scatter in different directions. And Kakashi jumps in front of Kiba and grabs his shoulder and was like, this was supposed to be a team exercise, right? And Kiba was like, I'm caught, aren't I? And my guy was like, don't worry, you're just about as useless as everyone else. I'm joking. He, my guy was like, I'll take him back to the classroom so he can sit in the corner of shame with the other 3. And um, Kiba was like other 3, and they basically were saying like it was like 3 other randoms that got caught. No, the 3 other people that got caught, I'm gonna say it was the bug guy. Um, I'm gonna say it was the bug guy, Lee, and I don't think there were a lot of other people in their class system, and some other random kid. So they like he walks in there thinking that he's gonna see Naruto, and he doesn't. And like a couple of hours pass, and Naruto and his team has already reached the training ground, grabbed the little thing that they're supposed to be taking back there. There was one for each team. So Naruto grabs what they need and they start heading back. And on their way back, Naruto runs into Jiraiya. And Naruto basically asks Jiraiya, can they not do this? At least not right now. And Jiraiya was like, yeah, we're definitely fighting. So Jiraiya starts like they start fighting, and everybody like he not Sakura notices that like Naruto, Hinata, and Sasuke are basically not in sync, but they know each other's movements and abilities, and they're not counteracting, but they're improving upon them. So when Hinata uses her not twin lion fist, but when Hinata uses her Byakugan, there's a certain point where Jiraiya would be able to like hit her away, and Sasuke saw that, and he jumped in the way to prevent Jiraiya from knocking her away, which forced Jiraiya to block because if he didn't, he was going to get punched by Sasuke. And Hinata came up and shut off one of his chakra points, going based just off that. And then Naruto shot a wind bullet as in tandem with Sasuke, who shot a fireball jutsu, which created a big explosion, which like everybody saw. So like all the insistents, including Aruka, start heading over there, and Naruto and them using the smoke screen, they get away, and they get back to the class at like literally right before midnight, and everybody else has damn near been caught. The only other team that hasn't really been caught was, Shikamaru and Choji. So they made it back, and yeah, everybody else made it back. Well, everybody else damn that got caught. So Naruto looks over and he sees like it says caught on one end and not caught on the other, and there's only like a couple of people that didn't get caught. And those people that didn't get caught, there was few, like there wasn't a lot of them. So Naruto was like, "Dang, did y'all at least make it back to get the thing?" And Shikamaru was like, "It was impossible. They were covering everything." And like Shikamaru basically tells Naruto like, while you guys are out there just sneaking around, we were out there getting attacked and everything. And Shikamaru was like, "So you guys use that as a distraction to go and get the thing?" And Naruto was like, "Actually, no. We took an entirely separate route from you all. So you all's attacks and like, so when all of you got attacked and how you had to defend yourselves, that wasn't my fault. That was your guys' fault." And Shikamaru gets mad and was like, "You know what? Nah, doesn't matter. It's not worth my time. You won." He only got mad because Naruto got really smug as he said it, because Naruto has shit to brag about, but he doesn't like to flaunt the fact that he have two Sanin as his legal guardians. So, he tries to find other ways to flex. So yeah. So Naruto like basically tells Jiraiya, and Jiraiya like he walks in the room and he's pissed because he really wanted to get Naruto. And Naruto was like, "Calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the knife." I'm joking. He's like, "Bro, like calm." He tells Jiraiya like it's okay, maybe next time. And Jiraiya was like, "No, cause like yeah." And Naruto was like, "But let's get serious here for a minute." And he looks at Aruka, and Aruka was like, "Yeah, I was spectating the whole thing. Sakura, you really didn't put that much effort into the team." And he and Aruka was like, "But it's only 30-man teams from the beginning. Like, you have to have a fourth, and it has to be like a Jonin level person. So going based off your feats right now, Sakura, you have to be excluded from this group." So Sakura walks over there with not with the caught people, because she still did make it, but she steps away from Naruto and them, and Hinata grabs Sakura's hand and was like, "Don't worry, next time when we are all together, you'll hopefully be stronger and you'll know how to fight with like everyone else." And Sasuke and Naruto hurt like basically thought she was throwing shots at her, and they started laughing. And Tsunade was like, "What's so funny?" And Naruto was like, "Shit, I don't know what is funny." He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about, man." And Sakura was like, "Yeah, maybe next time." And Naruto's like, anyway, though, besides Sakura, you did something at least. And Sakura looked up at Naruto, and Naruto was like, you did exactly what all of you guys thought I was gonna do. Stand there and look clueless. So you did what you thought I was gonna do. Am I wrong? And he walks off. And Sasuke was like, dang, he didn't get you there. So, like, Uruka was like, tomorrow we'll be discussing who gets put on what team. And Naruto, like, he walks off and he's like, I'm not gonna lie, they might not put us all on the same team. And Hinata was like, why do you say that? Because we just, like, why would she basically, she gets a little mad. She's like, why did you say that? We just did very well in that. And Naruto's like, that's the point. We did too well. Like, yeah, it's good to have the occasional prodigy, but this team right here, as in us three, are pretty good. So they're going to try to split us up to see if we can make our team better or take a part of our team away or take like a single bit to the puzzle, to our puzzle away and try to see if that changes anything or, things like that because they want to see that same type of energy from everyone else. And as Naruto's saying this, like the team, like the actual people that are like Aruka and them are actually discussing the same thing. So Naruto was like, if this is our last time like hanging out as a squad, yeah, let's make it a night. And they go to like this training ground behind Naruto's house. And it's massive because that's all they do. All Naruto and Jiraiya really does is train. So it's massive and they're like just training and just training. And then like a couple of minutes before like it gets like really like a couple of minutes before 3 a.m. Tsunade and Jiraiya gets home and they hear like a whole bunch of like ruckus in the back, but they already know who it is. And then they sense like another presence, and they walk back there, and they see Neji walking over there, and like Neji tells Naruto Neji tells Hinata that it's time for her to come home, and Hinata was like, I'm having fun right now. I don't want to go home, and Neji was like, I don't care what you want to do. Your father said it's time for you to come home. And Naruto and Sasuke were like, well, if she said she didn't want to go home, she doesn't have to go home. Or did you forget your place in your own clan? Remember, you have to follow her orders, not her dad's. Because you're whose protector? Her protector, not her father's protector. So Neji gets mad and was like, listen to me. Like basically he gets mad and he tells like Naruto and Sasuke like, you don't understand anything about the Higa clan. And Naruto like is like, you're right, I don't. But what I do know is the fact that you get your rocks off by beating on someone that's weaker than you, right? AKA Hinata, right? You get everything. You get so proud. You're so proud of yourself for fighting someone that can barely defend themselves as is. No offense, Hinata. You're getting better, but Neji is an entirely different league. And for you to be quote unquote training her, your version of training is abuse. If I was your uncle, I would have killed you for touching my daughter the way you train her. And Jiraiya was like, whoa, okay, go back to the Hill compound and you know, tell Hinata's father that we are gonna escort her back. She was just finishing up some stuff. And Neji was like, yeah, whatever. And he jumps away. And Neji, like, he knows that Naruto's strong, but he doesn't know how strong Naruto is. So, like, he can't necessarily gauge his power right now. He just knows that Naruto shouldn't be stronger than him. So he's mad, and when he gets back to the Hyuga compound, he tells Hinata's father, and Hinata's father, like, he gets like mad at the fact that Naruto would even question him and like basically telling them what to do, almost like he's like telling him to leave Hinata alone, and how Neji should only be listening to Hinata. And Naruto was like, you know what? Um, I think we're gonna finish up here for today. And Hinata was like, really? I thought we were gonna keep going, cause yeah, like I thought we were gonna keep going. And Naruto was like, nah, think it's time for you to go home. And Hinata was like, okay. So she starts walking off, and Sasuke was like, I think I'll walk you there. I don't got nothing else better to do. So they start walking off, and Tsunade, like, she runs up behind them, and she's like, I'll walk you both because I'm an adult, and you guys need an adult figure. So they walk, like, Sasuke gets dropped off first because I'm gonna say his house is closer, and Hinata gets dropped off. And when Hinata gets dropped off, she opens the door and she walks in the house. She shuts the door and she hears a voice. And this is where I'm in this part off. If y'all enjoyed the video, drop a like. If y'all enjoy my content, please subscribe. Anyway, this has been Shinobi. Peace.